$2,000 fourth stimulus check. The latest updates and details, all to be covered in this video. Let's get into it right away. Welcome and thank you so much for joining me. Do you ever have that feeling where you don't know where to look, who to turn to, or who you can actually trust with the latest information with everything going on? So this one is for you. I will lay it all out, everything that we know as of right now. What's interesting about this? Over the last couple days here, we've actually seen some renewed pushes and urgency for additional relief for struggling Americans. So timing is actually pretty good. Let's get into the latest details actually, because there's some pretty good stuff out as of just the last 48 or about 72 hours or so. Last few days here, pretty good stuff has come out. All right, so let's get into this right away. First off, we do know this. According to some recent reports and studies, we're finding that only about 25% of the population in the United States right now actually needs that fourth stimulus check. Now, here's the thing. I ran some numbers on this because I wanted to know what would actually 25% be. How many people would that actually encompass? Well, as of right now, there's about 333 million people in the United States. Of course, not exactly 333, but it's thereabouts. But here's the thing. 25% of that would be about 83 million people. Now, here's the thing again. If we calculate the numbers on that and we actually implement a $2,000 stimulus check for 83 million people, we'd be looking at about $166 billion. That is not much money. I mean, don't get me wrong. $166 billion is a ton of money. But in reference to the $3.5 trillion stimulus package that's currently on the table right now, $166 billion is like half of a drop in the bucket. You know what I mean? It's not even a full drop in the bucket. I mean, seriously, it is so tiny in comparison to $3.5 trillion. So for them to be able to swing $166 billion in the $3.5 trillion should be a breeze. I mean, seriously, like a breeze. Got it? A breeze? You get it? All right. Anyway, so sorry, that was not funny. Anyway, let's keep going. So that's what we do know. These studies are showing, and here's the thing. We've seen many studies since early 2020 that after these stimulus checks are distributed, a lot of times they run these studies and they say, hey, every single time we see it, anybody earning under $50,000, especially under $40,000, those are the people who need it because they go out and spend the money very quickly on the necessities. Now, here's the thing. Really briefly, I didn't plan on talking about this, but let's just really briefly talk about this for just a second. What is the purpose behind the stimulus check? Is it to give people money so that they can be bail the people out? Well, I mean, that'd be great, but realistically, it's to stimulate the economy. That's what they really care about. That's why they send out the stimulus checks. And when they look at the numbers and they see that the lower income people are the ones who actually go out and spend it, that is like music to the ears of the government because that's what they want the money to be used for. They want it to be sent out and so that people will spend it immediately to stimulate the economy. The problem is, when they send out these stimulus checks to higher income people who don't necessarily need the money, those people typically save the money. Well, that's not stimulating anything other than a bank account. Well, they don't need their bank account stimulated. They want the economy stimulated. Get what I'm saying? So it's very appetizing and appealing to the government when they look at it and say, hey, check it out. Lower income people are the ones who spend the money. They should be the ones who get it because they're the ones who are going to stimulate the economy ultimately with all this money. Get what I'm saying? So that's why we see lower income people, hey, you've got it going on. Seriously, if you're a lower income person, primarily under $50,000 or $40,000 of income each year, regardless of where you get the income from, that's the people that the government's looking at because they're thinking, hey, this is good. This is the juicy stuff because we're giving the people the money and they're spending it exactly what we want the people to do, right? Get what I'm saying? So it's actually a really huge win when it comes to lower income individuals. You're doing exactly what they want us to do, spend the money. So anyway, that's just a kind of a side note. I just want to throw that out there because that's also very, very important. Also, one more thing. I need to make a quick correction to yesterday's video. In yesterday's video, one of my videos yesterday, I said something and it was a little bit off. I apologize. I'm always the first one to say, if I ever make a mistake, I'll be the first one to come back and correct it. So here's what I said in yesterday's video, and then I'll give you the corrected version. I said in yesterday's video, the Urban Institute has stated that one more stimulus check would lift an additional 6.4 million people out of poverty. I apologize. That was a little bit incorrect. Here is the actual statement. The Urban Institute has stated what one more stimulus check would actually reduce poverty by 6.4%. So I apologize. My mistake, but I said I will correct anything that I make a mistake on. So there you go. It'll actually reduce poverty by 6.4%. Again, another huge win if that's what they want to do, because here's the thing. These child tax credit payments that are going out right now on a monthly basis are a huge anti-poverty measure. We've seen this many, many times before. They've talked about this. The whole purpose behind these child tax credit payments is to reduce poverty and to lift kids and families out of poverty. It's a huge win. Get what I'm saying? So here's the thing. When we look at this report out of the Urban Institute saying one more stimulus check would reduce poverty by 6.4%, that's once again music to the ears of people in Congress saying, hey, we could take out another, or we could reduce poverty by 6.4% once again by just another little payment. You know what I mean? So this is actually really, really good. It's all stacking in the favor of lower income individuals. So this is all really good stuff. All right, let me run through one more quick thing here. I've talked about this many times before, but it's on the table, and I also want to mention this because it's very important. And then we will talk about the recent pushes and urges to get more stimulus and relief out to the American people right now who are struggling so badly. All right, let me run through these really quickly. We know from those recent letters that were sent out to the president, we have those 53 members in the House of Representatives who are still in support of a $2,000 stimulus check and monthly recurring payments. We have the 21 senators who once again are in support of a $2,000 stimulus check and monthly recurring payments. We're also having that group of 7 members out of the House Ways and Means Committee who are once again in support of additional stimulus checks. We also have the report out of the Economic Security Project, who has stated a 4th and even 5th stimulus check would lift millions of people out of poverty in 2021. Once again, music to the ears of Congress as they want to lift people out of poverty, right? That is like one of their main objectives right now. One other thing we need to take note of, and then we'll get into the recent urges and pushes for additional stimulus. We need to remember that this whole purpose of the $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill going on right now is like a huge legacy setter for Democrats, if you know what I mean here. So basically the purpose behind this is not only to get out a bunch of money to help people out, but they're setting a huge legacy for themselves going forward. If they can be the ones who all of a sudden set out indefinite, as in these child tax credit payments forever, and they've lifted millions of families and people out of poverty, I mean, that's like a huge win for them, right? So they want to establish their legacy by this $3.5 trillion package. Well, I mean, could they establish a legacy by, I don't know, sending out another $2,000 stimulus check within it to help out another million, millions upon millions of people and families once again? Yeah, again, that'd be huge for them, right? But what would it say for their legacy if they didn't happen to send out a $2,000 stimulus check or help out people even more? Would that be good for the legacy? Not really. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be the best thing ever, because that's what people would remember. Oh, yeah, they spent $3.5 trillion, but yet they didn't look out for us, right? That's not a good feeling. So, just another side note. Anyway, by the way, all of you, those of you who have been requesting all this information, hey, this is all what we have on the table right now. So I'm laying it all out and just giving you everything we have as of right now. All right, let's get into the latest updates that we have as of just a few days ago, as in the last 72 hours or so. We've had a number of different people coming out actually urging for additional support for struggling Americans. So we have a group of progressives in the House of Representatives. For example, we have AOC, we have Ilhan Omar, and we have Cori Bush, just to name a few of the progressives who have come out recently over the last few days here, pretty much demanding that they reinstate the eviction moratorium. A lot of these people are also calling on the extension of unemployment benefits for struggling Americans who are once again going to be losing their benefits in a matter of just days from now. Now, I know this is not directly related to a 4th stimulus check or $2,000 stimulus check, but here's the thing that's about it. These people are recognizing that people need relief right now. Like, the American people are still struggling, and we need to extend out unemployment benefits. Here's what's interesting about that. President Biden said maybe, when did he say this? Maybe 2 weeks ago or so, maybe 10 days or something like that. It was just a few days ago. It wasn't that long ago. A week, 2 weeks, something like that ago. He came out and basically said, yeah, we don't need to extend unemployment benefits. Well, that was still in a time before this Delta variant was raging to the extent that it is right now. I mean, it was maybe around the time that it started picking up a little bit. Well, things have changed. Seriously, things have changed. This Delta variant going on right now, raging across the South, is changing the game, right? So once again, we're finding that we probably do need to issue additional stimulus and ultimately extend all of these unemployment benefits and all of these other emergency measures that they have out right now, because the game changed, right? When the game changes, you got to change the rules a little bit. So that's kind of what we're finding right now. And all these people, these progressives in the House right now, are also finding the same thing, that, hey, we have a lot of things going on right now, and it's not the same as what we were projecting. We were projecting that we'd be out of this by now. Well, no, we're actually in the depths of everything right now, right? As far as this Delta variant going on and everything right now, the biggest thing that we have going on right now is this Delta variant potentially impacting economic growth going forward. And that is like the worst thing that Congress and economists want to see going forward. Simply because if the economy potentially suffers a little bit from everything going on right now, that's what's ultimately going to issue that fourth stimulus check. Because once again, they look at the economy and say, hey, how's the economy doing? Is it doing well? Is it not doing so well? What's going on with it? And then they start to look at everything going on and they say, oh, whoa, we have an issue here. The economy is not doing so well. We need to get this thing revived and we need to get some money into the system. How can we do that? Well, we can do it through one of two ways. We can instill confidence in the consumer, which actually takes a long time. You can't just do that. You can't just flip a switch and have confidence reinstilled within the consumer immediately. Or option number two would be send out some money to them and have them spend it, otherwise known as a stimulus check. So we're starting to see all this kind of coming out here over the last few days with all of these benefits potentially at risk of ending. And they're finally recognizing that the American people actually need more support right now. This isn't something that can just dry up and all of a sudden just be on our happy and merry way. No, that's not really how it's going to work. They're finding that we need additional stimulus and additional relief going forward, because if we don't offer that, it's going to be kind of a bad situation going forward with everything going on, right? So do you kind of see what everything, as far as all these pieces of the puzzle that are kind of out there right now, scattered about, but yet at the same time, they're kind of coming together at the same time? Meanwhile, we have the reconciliation bill, which we just barely alluded to in this video, but that's still opened up right now. And we know that they're currently working on it and they want to have it passed in a relatively short period of time. Now, will they actually have it passed in that short period of time? Honestly, I think it's going to be kind of a stretch. I'd be a little bit reluctant and hesitant to think that they're actually going to have it passed here within the next month or so. I think it's a stretch, but we'll see. A lot can happen really quickly. We will see about that. But either way, they do want to have it passed within the matter of about 4 weeks from now. But there's a lot going to be going on between now and then. So either way, I hope this gives you the latest updates. For those of you who have been wondering, there's actually a lot of encouraging stuff going on right now for additional relief and stimulus going forward. So I will continue watching everything very closely, as I always do. I will lay it all out. I will keep you updated in these videos just like this each and every day. There's a lot going on right now. Not to mention, hey, if you're down in the South right now and you are, first off, contending with this Delta variant, first off, I hope that you are staying very safe. And secondly, this hurricane that's about to hit, I mean, I just saw a report right before I started filming this video, and they're saying that sustained winds are 150 miles per hour. I can't even imagine what that feel like. Honestly, I don't even know. I don't think you're supposed to feel that because I think you're supposed to be evacuated by now. You know what I mean? So I don't think you're supposed to experience 150 mile an hour winds because that's like very strong. I think that'd probably like push a person down the street, like rolling like a tumbleweed, right? I think that's probably what would happen to a person. I don't even know. I can't even imagine. It'd be really scary to feel that. Anyway, I hope that you're staying safe. It's kind of chaos going on right now. Seriously. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's kind of a lot going on. It's kind of scary, seriously. So anyway, stay safe regardless of where you are. Even if you're anywhere, it doesn't matter. Just please stay safe. That's all I really care about. I want to keep you updated, and I want to make sure that you can continue to come back and that you're healthy and doing well each and every day, and I'll do whatever I can to help you out here. So again, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video. I put a lot of time into all these videos and doing all the research and everything. I mean, literally pretty much all day, every day. It's like all I do. So thanks again, everyone, but I do it for you because I really want to help. Thanks again, and I'll see you. Thanks again, and I'll see you.